Hi, I'm Rick Nielsen. This is the Message of Hope. I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and the music we listened to was from the radio. We just didn't have many records. Actually, I didn't get my first record really of music until I was, I think, 15. We just didn't listen to music unless it was on the radio, and we never went to concerts. The only time we would see any famous singer, was if they happened to be on the Ed Sullivan Show. And we didn't watch the Ed Sullivan Show that much. So I just grew up knowing the popular music, but not knowing anything really about the groups that sang them until recently. And YouTube has figured out that I am an old person, that I grew up in the 60s and 70s. So YouTube sends me a lot of the old 60s and 70s groups. And I like that. It's not particularly nostalgic because I never saw them in concert, but I didn't really know how they performed. So the other day, Jackie DeShannon popped up, and one of her hits was "Put a Little Love in Your Heart." And that song has all these lines of things to do, and then it'd say, "And put a little love in your heart, and the world will be a better place." That song came out in 1969, and it was her highest on the charts. It was number 4 on the charts. She also wrote and performed a song, "What the world needs now is love, sweet love." And that's what I want to talk about, because the Bible says an awful lot about love. Jesus does. Remember when Jesus was asked, "What's the greatest commandment?" And he replied, "The greatest commandment is," whoops, my dog is barking. "Rip, come here, buddy. Come here." Good boy. See, Rip here, he wants a Frisbee. Okay, Rip, that'll do. Okay, that'll do. No Frisbee. Lie down. Sorry about that. So what Jesus was asked was, "What's the greatest commandment?" And his reply to that was, "Love God." And the second one, like unto it, is love your neighbor as yourself. And on these two hinge the law and the prophets. And what that means is loving God and loving your neighbor is what ties everything together. Everything else falls into place because of those two commandments. Jesus also said in a different place, he said, "Love your enemies." So if you put all three of those together, love God, love your neighbor, love your enemies, that doesn't really leave anyone out, does it? So love comes across as being pretty important. The Apostle Paul says in the love chapter, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, he says, "If I prophesy and have all knowledge and wisdom, but don't have love, then I'm like a clanging gong. It's meaningless, essentially. It has no value. None of those good things have value if love doesn't accompany them." So love is pretty important. In 1 John, there's a lot to say about love as well. We're to love. The New Testament says we're to love. Love God, love your neighbor, love your enemies. And if we do that, just like Jackie DeShannon said, and the world will be a better place because it'll be ordered the way God meant it to be. So go to YouTube and call up Jackie DeShannon and listen to Put a Little Love in Your Heart, and you'll like it, just like I did. God bless.